We'll now move on to our closing remarks, which will be done in alphabetical order. And we'll begin with 5 minutes, and we'll now begin with Mr. Andre Sayer.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Appreciate this opportunity so that we can exchange ideas to improve our city. And I must say that on May 8th, one of us will be elected mayor. On May 9th, all of us have to get behind him. Our city has suffered enough. The theme of my campaign is One Patterson, because I sincerely believe that although we're 6 wards, we're one Patterson. And although we're 72 different ethnic groups, we're one Patterson. And we're 146,199 residents, but we're one Patterson. I'm tired of Patterson being passed over and pushed around. It's time for Patterson to push back. The work that we've done in the 6th ward can be done in all 6 wards to show that we can bring pride back to Patterson. I grow frustrated to see surrounding municipalities go out of the way to change their names so that they're not associated with Patterson, like Elmwood Park and Woodland Park. Shame on them. But we're going to push back. Because as mayor, I want to breathe life into a city that is gasping for air. And initially, upon taking office, I will mobilize our residents. I'm very fond of our 35th president, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, and he issued that clarion call in his inaugural address on January 20th, 1961, and if I may, I'll paraphrase. Ask not what Patterson can do for you, but what you could do for Patterson. We have a serious situation as far as missing out on federal funding is concerned. Every 10 years, we're chronically undercounted. And if there's anything Pattersonians can rally behind, it's making sure that every Pattersonian is counted. Because if we do get to that 150,000 number, we'll receive federal funding and a designation of a Class 1 city, which would mean that we could build more schools that our children need, which would mean we may get another hospital to accommodate the increase in population, which would mean that we could fix our bridges and roads, infrastructure improvement. This is about what Patterson should get. And as mayor, I will fight for it. I remember a few years back saying that the reason why I'm still in this fight is because Patterson is worth fighting for. I'll have an administration that looks like the city residents. I have an administration with highly qualified individuals. I wouldn't ask anything of anyone that I wouldn't ask of myself as someone who earned his master's degree from Columbia University in public policy and administration. And so Patterson's waiting to happen. Newark has happened. Jersey City has happened. Camden is happening. There's no reason why Patterson can't happen. And in my administration, it will. Because we have all of the ingredients here in our city. We have our history. We're the first planned industrial city in the country, founded by Alexander Hamilton, and we should leverage that. We also have our diversity, the 70-plus ethnic groups that have come from other countries or parts of this country, whether it was South America or the American South, to call Patterson home. We have to leverage that strength as well. And finally, the last ingredient that we have is our geography, the proximity to New York City. We might as well be another borough. All the ingredients are there. We just need the right chef stirring the pot for Patterson. This race is not about race. This race is about results. This race is about a resume. This race is about a record of producing positive outcomes for Pattersonians. Patterson, I'm humbly asking for your support. I believe that we are at a tipping point. I believe that we are at this crossroads. And so I ask that on May 8th, you vote 2A for One Patterson. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sayer. We'll now continue with Mr. Rodriguez, who will give his closing remarks.
Thank you very much, Madam Claire, for hosting us today and for giving us the opportunity to talk to the Pattersonians. Thank you very much. Patterson, as you can see, the city, this May 8th, is going to make a tough decision. And I hope that it's going to be the right decision. Because we're going to make a decision on who's going to lead the city into the next 4 years. Either we give it to developers who wants to keep milking this city, who want to deprive the regular Pattersonians from obtaining a home, who wants to keep taking the resources that we have available to make a millionaire a billionaire, or do you want an independent thinker, somebody who wants to give the city and the residents of the city a true opportunity to succeed, to bring jobs here? That's why I made the commitment early on not to take funds, money from developers who wants to take it all, or from special interest people that wants to give endorsements, money, resources, but in exchange of what? In exchange of selling the future of our youth. So the decision is going to be in your hands in this May 8th. Now, the top priority that we have in our plan is the reduction of crime. We cannot continue to put our youth that commit no violent crimes in jail. That has been the solution from the police department. That has been the directive from the administration. And that's something that we need to change. We are doing a disservice to our youth when we're not providing them with the recreation opportunities. We're not providing them with the education or job opportunities. But when they find the only solution that they see out there, which is the corner, then we go and pick them up and put them in jail. And once we mark them with that crime, they'll never get a decent job ever in their lives. So that's why I'm introducing, as soon as I become mayor, saving lives, saving money. That instead of putting non-violent criminals into the incarceration system, which is a very profitable for some companies that fund politicians through PACs and independent expenditures account, what I'm introducing, saving lives, saving money, is to give a true opportunity to our youth to reinsert themselves into society and be productive, to close and break that vicious cycle of poverty and crime. We, instead of putting them in jail for the non-violent criminals, we're gonna force them to get an education, to become an electrician, to become a plumber. I'm an electronic engineer, and I know that not every kid that we have in the city of Patterson wants a 4-year scholarship or wants to go to a 4-year university. I know that they have the competence and they have the desire to go to a vocational schools and become a plumber. In fact, I know many electricians and plumbers that make a lot more money than me. And we gotta give our kids that opportunity. In terms of the properties out there, I don't gonna give it to people who finance Andrew Syed. I wanna give it to the regular residents of the city of Patterson. And that got me a lawsuit. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna fight back because I'm fighting back for you on your behalf. And I'm gonna stand up to any lawsuit, a frivolous lawsuit and false lawsuit that can come up, because I'm here to defend you. That's why I don't take money from the guy, unlike Mr. Syed. The properties will be for regular Pattersonians. The first condition that you need to have to acquire one of the properties is that you cannot be a property owner. We're gonna lend you the money to fix it, but we're gonna put 5 conditions. You're gonna have to live in that property for 5 years. You cannot sell that property in those 5 years. If you need to sell it, you're gonna have to give it back to the municipality for redistribution to another residents of the city of Patterson. We're gonna give you a list of contractors from the city that hire our Pattersonians so they can do the job. We're gonna give you an incentive for that. You're gonna have 6 months to fix the property, and at the end of the day, when the property looks nice, I want you to go to the bank, mortgage the property, and return the loan to the city. So when you return your loan, the city is gonna be able to lend it to somebody else. Patterson will grow again, but will grow with regular Pattersonians being homeowners, because when you live in the first floor, you don't rent the second floor to a drug dealer. Now, when you have hundreds of properties, who cares from any of those developers that have hundreds of properties in Patterson, who lives in property number 245 second floor, if he's a drug dealer or not? As long as the check keeps coming, they're gonna keep renting. I'm Pedro Rodriguez. I'm in position 3A. Please give me the opportunity to serve you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez. Our next candidate will be Mr. Alex Mendez. You may begin.
Thank you, Madam Clerk, and thank you for putting this great forum together to have this discussion with our Pattersonian. This May 8, we have a very important information decision, and that decision is to elect the next mayor of the great city of Patterson. I've been attacked for the past month. I've been in the press every single day because I am the front runner. I'm on the front, and I'm on that line, and that is okay for me. On my left, you have a candidate, which is Councilman Sea, that has been taking thousands of dollars from developer, and if he get into City Hall, he's gonna have his hand tied, and he's not gonna be able to represent you. He's not gonna be able to represent the interests of the resident in the city of Patterson, and I'm totally against that. I'm in crucified because I'm running a campaign with very limited resources, but that is okay for me because I've been proven that I don't need all those thousands of dollars, and I will not commit myself to anybody to come into City Hall and start responding back to them as soon as I get elected. As soon as you elect Alex Mendez, you're gonna elect me, and July 1st, I'm gonna start working for you. I'm gonna start helping you in your need and correcting the issue that we have in the city of Patterson. You have Pedro Rodriguez that talking about self-funding, and you'll know how well involved I'm in the community. And every business that I visit, you see this letter asking for money, requesting money. And if it's a check, sending the check to his company or somebody else, which is something that unacceptable. And he talking about self-funding the campaign. We got to stop all those lies. And that's what I'm bringing into the table. We got to be honest, and we got to be transparency. May 8, you have the opportunity to elect somebody who definitely has been there for you. I've been serving the community, and you always see Alex Mendez in every corner. I know the entire city of Patterson, not like other candidates that they know only one section of the city. I'm ready to serve you as your next mayor. I'm ready to do that work for you. I'm ready to put in place that safety plan that will put police in every corner in those neighborhoods. And now you don't see those neighborhoods. It's not only one section of the city of Patterson. We got to attack crime where the crime is. And I'm ready to work for you as your next mayor to bring a effective recreational program that work for every children in the city of Patterson. My capacity as a board member proven. And now from this section, I will be working with the Board of Ed. I will be working with the county to make sure that we open those public buildings, because those public buildings, those different schools, they belong to the community, not to somebody else. And I want to make sure that those public buildings stay open between 3 and 7 to make sure that our children get the recreational program that they need. I'm not gonna go out again and ask the business owner, can you support the program, the recreational program? No, we have enough money on that budget. We have to utilize the CDBG funding that we're getting to give our children what they deserve. And I'm ready to work with every resident of the city of Patterson to clean Patterson for the first time in history. Patterson is filthy, we gotta clean, and we gotta work together. Please give me the opportunity to serve as your mayor on May 8th, and we're going to move Patterson on a totally different direction. I'm not bringing promise here. You see me for the past 9 years. I've been working for the city. You see Alex Mendez working with every group in the city of Patterson, all the ethnicity. And my goal is to bring everybody together. Enough is enough. We cannot be divided. We have to come together to do what is right for you, to stop those tax increases. And I've been fighting to help our community to become homeowners, and I've been doing that right now. I've been fighting for a legislation to stop those developers from buying those property and to give the opportunity to our Pattersonia. That's action, that's not talk. I've been putting my work, and that's the reason why I'm asking you to please come out and vote for Alex Mendez, 1A on the ballot, and you will see how we're gonna move our city forward by empowering our community, by cleaning our city block by block, and also by working with every business owner in the city. Patterson is not business friendly, and we gotta help those mom and pop stores to become franchise. The door of the city hall will be open for every person in the city of Patterson to come on board, to put those ideas on the table, and to move Patterson in that direction. Patterson has a great history, the Great Falls, our stadium, but we have to start thinking outside the box. And I have the capacity, I'm aggressive, I have the energy and the vision to do what is right for you. And that is why I'm running this campaign the way I'm running this campaign. Please support me. I'm 1A Alex Mendez to bring the change that Patterson needs in the city of Patterson. 1A for Alex Mendez. God bless you, Patterson.
Thank you, Mr. Mendez. Our next candidate will be Mr. William Bill McCoy. You may begin. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Pattersonians and Patterson voters, this is probably the most consequential election for the city of Patterson, to choose our next mayor. And we have before us a choice to be made, whether we're going to allow the ruling class, the elite, the special interests, those with deep pockets, to purchase our city and purchase our right. Your vote is your voice. Your vote is your power. It doesn't matter how much money you have, you only get one vote. Don't allow anyone to disenfranchise you and to rob you of your right to select for yourself your mayor. We have one candidate here who has garnered all of the endorsements upward and down from the state. The last time he ran, we told them Patterson is not for sale. And the ruling class and the party lined up on City Hall, and the people rejected and rebuffed them. So now they're not coming through the front door anymore. They're coming as a thief in the night, and they're coming through the windows and the back door. But it's the same fingerprint of the elite trying to determine Patterson's destiny. I submit to you that you're hiring a CEO for your company. The company is the city of Patterson. Councilman Say has already told you he has no interest in being the mayor. He's going to select a business administrator that's qualified in his eyes, and I really mean qualified by the special interests who have given him the most money, to run the day-to-day operation of the city, and he will be the cheerleading in chief. I'm not too sure what that job position is. It's not on our, it's not on our agenda. That's not what we're hiring for. We're looking today on May 8th to select a mayor who has the requisite skills, the understanding, the ability, the commitment, the honesty, and the integrity to lead Patterson forward. We're in a fiscal crisis. This gentleman has no financial background whatsoever. He has told you that. We cannot afford for another novice to be in the office of the mayor of Patterson to lead us backward. We need to move forward the city of Patterson in our interests with sound experience and proven leadership. You've seen my work over the last 20 years. You've seen my work on the city council, where I do not run away from the hard decisions and the hard votes. I'm not absent when the city is wrestling with difficult issues. I do not recede to find myself in the comfort zone of saying I recuse myself when my special interest is being addressed at the city council. That's not sufficient. Today, the problems of our city are serious, and we need a serious mayor with a serious set of skill set to lead this city forward and to move us into a new day. I commit to you that the fingerprints and the strings are all over it, and we need, as a city of Patterson, to stand up and to say enough is enough. We're not selecting someone based on relationships. If it is your relationship that is giving you a benefit, it's the definition of corruption. I do not expect the governor, the congressman, or the assembly to give the city of Patterson less services than they deserve constitutionally, or to give them more service because they're a friend of the mayor. That's the definition of corruption. That is what has gotten us into the position where we are now, where employees and individuals are doing jobs and are doing assignments based on friendship. Your Constitution guarantees you the right to liberty and justice for all, regardless of where you're from, regardless of where you call your home, regardless of the language you speak. You ought to be afforded the same service. I am Councilman Bill McCoy. You've seen my service over the last 20 years. And what I'm committed to you, I will be a mayor with honesty, integrity that you have seen over the last 20 years. I will have an open door policy where anyone can come to City Hall and sign up and see the mayor and have that conversation. We will move economic development forward, as you have seen on the Route 20 corridor. We will make sure we streamline city services, that it doesn't matter who you know or whose name you can call, you will be afforded the same courtesy as anyone else. That's how you have transparency in government. That's how you bring investment, when people know that everyone will be treated equitably and fairly. This city has lost considerable amount of money. Thank you. My time is up. 6A, Bill McCoy, May 8th, your next mayor.
Thank you, Mr. McCoy. We'll now move on to our next candidate, Mr. Michael Jackson. You may begin your 5 minutes remarks.
Thank you, Madam
Closing
Clerk.
remarks.
I'm sorry?
Your 5 minutes closing remarks.
Yes. Opening remarks, you said it first.
Not opening, closing.
Friends and family of the city of Patterson, we are at a crossroads, at a grave point in the city where I think that the decisions that's made within the next few weeks can either be detrimental or will take us in a new direction. The unfortunate part is it's just absolutely amazing how history tends to repeat itself. I remember being in these positions, several years back, and then years back prior to that. The fact is, we have yet to have a leader who has diligently held position in the benefit of the community of Patterson. Not during my lifetime. I've heard stories of a great mayor who roamed the streets and made sure that Patterson residents were looked after, but I have yet to see that. I've seen people benefit personally. I've seen people make deals that didn't benefit the community. I've sat in meetings and watched these deals unfold. One of the things that I would like to point out, and I'm sure that each and every one of you would have to acknowledge, that I've been diligent on the facts. And the fact is, Patterson is just not in a great condition right now. And there's all of the members of these various parts of government have an enormous role to play in that. And that is, in fact, some of the members in our local county government. We need someone who is going to be willing to challenge the status quo. We need someone who's going to be willing to say those tough things and put pressure on individuals who don't take Patterson serious. We need to restore pride in Patterson, and that person has to be one who's willing to exemplify that pride and not be willing to sell Patterson short for whatever types of deals that's being made. Recently, I spotlighted a situation where our garbage collection has been being overran poorly by the company who has those services. Since the time I've taken the seat and prior, even during my campaign days, I've talked about bringing back those services to the city, allowing us to create jobs. Unfortunately, because I've spotlighted this company, certain members of that company and, disappointingly, members of the municipal council and part of the administration have taken aim at members of our community to make sure that certain services aren't being rendered. These are the type of cheap tactics that are being played that directly speak against the betterment of our community. I make no apologies for the claims that I state. If anything is non-factual, I ask anyone to challenge me on the factual basis. When we talk about services not being rendered properly, we pay the garbage company an astronomical amount of money, and the first thing that I will do as mayor is cut those services and make sure we restore those jobs back to the community. We have to cut out all of these interest people, not even interest groups, but those who have different interests of the city of Patterson who work here. We're not talking about lifelong Pattersonians who've committed themselves and because of no other option have moved on and decided to move their family for safety reasons. We're talking about individuals who seek Patterson as a tactical measure to take advantage of our community. We need a leader who's going to be willing to stand up to that. I have exemplified that leadership role. I've stood against all of the things. At our last debate, none of the candidates can answer a simple question: how are you going to do it? Many have taken some of my catch slogans, many have taken some of the initiatives that I talked about bringing forward, but yet when asked the tough question, how will we do it, they couldn't answer that question. So therefore, bringing the need to be able to hire someone as a BA or whomever else to run the city while we walk around shaking hands and kissing babies. I may not make it to your barbecue. I may not have done the electric slide with your family, but every time I'm on this council seat, I've been responsible to one thing and one thing only. That's you, the residents of the city of Paterson. And as the mayor, I will hold each and every individual who renders services to you accountable. No more disrespect when you call city lines. No more disrespect when you're being spoken to by city employees. The disrespect that people have for Paterson must stop. We need a strong leader who will bring that to an end. My name is Michael Jackson, and I'm row 5A. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson. Our next candidate is Mr. Alex Cruz. You may begin.
Thank you. Thank you. First and foremost, thank you for this opportunity to address all our platforms.
You're welcome, sir.
Paterson city residents, friends, family, neighbors. In 60 short days on May 8th, we have to make a pivotal decision on who's going to be your leader. That's going to represent you, advocate for you, your friends and family, and most importantly, moving our city forward. Alex Cruz, as having the business experience, as I told you in my platform, Alex Cruz will be an individual with my base experience as a project manager for one of the biggest international companies around, working with the Army Corps of Engineers. I will definitely bring in a team of directors that have the skill set, the mindset, the knowledge to make sure that we allocate every single resources to provide the services that we desperately need, that you and your children and your family in our city needs. Alex Cruz, as the only law enforcement candidate, the only law enforcement advocate, having 24 years, I've bled in the city of Paterson. I've sweated in the city of Paterson. My heart, my soul is in the city of Paterson, protecting you and our great city and our children for 24 years. I will take that experience and make sure that I am the leader that will be out there representing you, representing your family in the forefront. I will not be sitting behind a desk. I've had shown by leading an example that I will be a leader that will lead you, that will take the opportunity for zero tolerance. Zero tolerance means I will bring the Inspector General here. None of the candidates are bringing that up as far as the Inspector General. The Inspector General will come in here as your next mayor. It's the first phone call that I'm going to be making. I will bring in the Inspector General to curb waste, fraud, abuse, illegal contracts. Make sure that we give you the vote of confidence that you so desperately need for government, which we know we don't have it right now. I will deliver cleaner streets. I will restore pride in the city of Paterson. So like that, we don't have trash receptacles that are empty. We have to restore that pride within our community. I will deliver safer streets. I will hire 100 police officers through attrition. As one retires, I will give you 2, not 3, because it's not sustainable. I will bring back substations needed, desperately needed, in the 4th Ward, in the 1st Ward. I will make sure that I collaborate with state, local, federal entities to make sure that we grab a hold of the crime so they could assist our narcotics unit, assist our ceasefire units to make sure that we eradicate all the gun violence and all the gang violence that we see. Because we not only see it, we feel it, Paterson. As your next mayor, I will be that leader that we are all desperately looking for. I will be that individual that makes sure that we take the opportunity of economic development, make sure that we transform the Hitchcliff Stadium, the National Park, the garage on Market and Memorial, turn that into affordable housing, Let's take advantage of Jersey City getting that Amazon job. That's 40,000. All those job employment opportunities, we could take advantage of the light rails. We have to make sure that we advocate, and I will continue advocating for our children, bringing after-school programs, more recreation centers, one that is desperately needed in the 4th Ward, and there's an abandoned factory right there on Summer, right by Summer and Montgomery. Ladies and gentlemen, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting something different. Alex Cruz is the change that Patterson needs. I came in here for one purpose only. It's to serve you, continue serving you in a different capacity, and as your leader, I will do everything in my power to make sure that the taxes are stabilized. Make sure that we have an opportunity to bring in small businesses. I will transform Patterson into a business community. I need for faith-based groups, nonprofit organizations. The most important ingredient there is the business community. I need you and the community to sit around a table, bring in all the ideas of how we could bring our city forward collectively together as a community, as one. One of the things that Alex Cruz will also do, remember, I will transform our city into a live data city, which will create efficiency, effective government, and with Alex Cruz on May 8th, consider 4A for the change that Patterson desperately needs. God bless you, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Cruz. To the viewers and voters, you have heard from all your candidates for the office of mayor, Mr. Alex Cruz, Mr. Michael Jackson, Mr. William Bill McCoy, Mr. Alex Mendez, Mr. Pedro Rodriguez, Mr. Andre Sayre. But before I go, I have a few helpful hints for the voters, and I'm sure this will be very helpful for them before they go out to vote on election day, which is May 8th. Your sample ballots will be mailed out by May 4th, 2018, and your polling site's location will be on the front of your sample ballot. Also, the polling sites will be open from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Election Day, May 8th. Handicap polling site information is located on the front of your sample ballot, and voting machine demonstration is available at your polling site. Bilingual assistance is available at your polling sites. Legal assistance is available upon request at your office of the Superintendent of Elections, located at 501 River Street in Paterson. Their phone numbers are 973-881-4515, 973-881-4516, and 973-881-4517. Sample ballots can be carried into your voting machine area. A voter may apply for a mail-in ballot by mail up to 7 days prior to the election. He or she may also apply in person to the county clerk until 3 p.m. the day before the election. Note also that voters have an option of indicating on an application for a mail-in ballot that they would prefer to receive a ballot for each election that takes place during the remainder of the calendar year. Any registered voter on election day whose name is not found in the book can vote by provisional ballot. And also, have one more reminder. Our next forum for Council at Large will be held on Wednesday, April 25th at 2 p.m. right here in the Council chambers. And the candidates for at large on that day will be Mr. Mohammed Akhtar Guzman, Ms. Fatima Bell, Ms. Maritza Davila, Mr. Aslan Gao Sr., and Mr. Bernard Jones. On Thursday, April 26, 2018, at 2 p.m. in this council chambers, we'll have candidates Mr. Douglas L. Mavin, Mr. Kenneth McDaniel, Mr. Casey C. Melvin, Ms. Lisa Mims, and Ms. Angela Mohammed. And also on Friday, April 27, 2018, at 2 p.m. in this council chambers, we'll have candidate Mr. Flavia Rivera, Mr. Devon Roberts, Mr. Juan Mitch Santiago, and Mr. Zelly Thomas. If you have any further questions, you can call the city clerk's office at 973-321-1310. And this concludes our candidates forum for mayor. Don't forget, on election day, you have 6 candidates for mayor. You go out and you vote for 1 candidate. On your ballot, you will be getting that shortly in another 2 weeks. For your council at large, you vote for 3 candidates. And this concludes our candidates forum for mayor.